Can VW survive the scandal? And what does it mean for Germany's auto industry? Let's get some answers from brand consultant Dean Crutchfield. Dean, good to have you on the show.
Great to be back, Michelle.
Dean, tough times for Volkswagen.
Indeed.
Volkswagen lied to its employees, it lied to its customers, it's lied to its dealers, and it's lied to its investors with the software that rigged the emissions. How badly is the brand damaged?
I think that the brand seriously, obviously, is damaged. Both the reputation of VW as a corporate business and also its brands. But today's stock went up. So I think that we'll gradually see the problem go. Let's put it in comparison here. Toyota, people died in the Corollas and the Camrys. So they only spent $1.3 billion on settlements. GM, about 12 people died. They spent about $900 million on settlements. We have here Volkswagen, they've rigged their emissions. We're talking pollution and death. I mean, they're an entirely different thing altogether.
That's a very good spin you're putting on it, Dean. I'm sure Volkswagen would appreciate that. Yes, given the grand scheme of things, it's not so bad. And given the scandals that have hit the auto industry at large, perhaps not so bad if we put it in perspective. But is this going to impact customers' views? Are they still going to buy Volkswagen cars?
Yes, they are. But it might be put off a bit now. I think what you might have the problem with, that you have certain customers who were keen to buy a Volkswagen brand. Now they might have reason to pause and consider other models or other brands. So that would certainly be a main question I would have. But for the long-term success of their brands, they're still great cars, they're still cool, they're well-designed, there's lots of personality. That's what makes them so successful.
But if the emission software was rigged, can consumers trust that the other software, the other auto sensors in the vehicle, are not and are trustworthy?
Well, I think that's what's going to come out right now. I mean, matters are at a division of deep regret. It's all about hide nothing and tell everything, and that's the most important thing that Volkswagen could be doing, and that's the ultimate game. What are you doing to help this cause? What are you doing publicly and transparently to actually assist people in understanding what's gone wrong?
Well, let's take it to another level, the bigger picture. Volkswagen is a huge part of Germany's auto industry. The auto industry integral to Germany, employing about 750,000 people, a huge source of export income. And Volkswagen was seen as the champion of German ingenuity, the engineering poster child, if you will. Is this a crisis an embarrassment for Germany? And what does Germany need to do?
Germany needs to do the investigation that it's doing, and it is. It's also investigating Winterkorn as well. So it's doing its part to actually raise the magnifying glass on the industry to find out and ask the questions it needs to ask. So it is doing something about it.
It's the major sport.
Absolutely. I think so. People in Germany, 20% exports, 20% part of their success. And Germany's success as a country is built on its exports. So it really is a critical part to play. So
how has Germany reacted to this? What can they do to get the trust back? I mean, this is Volkswagen, the vehicle of the people. This is, as we said, the poster child of German engineering. What does Germany as a country need to do?
I think, again, it just needs to do the investigation properly. Again, if you talk about the chaos with Toyota and GM, those investigation has to be formal, and it has to be, deep, and that's what we're looking to see.
Now, apparently, some say that Germany has sort of shielded its car makers from tougher regulations and tougher emission standards during negotiations with EU partners. Has this been the case?
Absolutely, and there are three main reasons for that. One, of course, there's the export market, the importance of that. Secondly, to actually do the research and development into these emissions costs a lot of money. That could impact the actual profitability of their cars, so that's why they're trying to slow that down. And then the other issue is, if you put in these regulations, it affects the performance of these cars. And we're talking Mercedes and Porsche and Audi. That's a big issue for those high-performance vehicles.
So it seems the German government has a lot at stake here, and some are calling into question the authority of the regulatory bodies in Germany, whether they're sort of letting the auto industry do as it will. Do you think there's enough oversight?
I'm sure more oversight will be brought to bear, especially from the European bodies. I think that, they haven't done enough. They've always kind of allowed the auto industry to get its own way. But I think if you look at a lot of other countries in terms of their key players in their economy, they often show a little bit of a blind eye as well. So I think it's because of the business importance that it holds.
All right. So VW has fired its CEO, Winterkorn. Some other heads at the top have rolled. It's now saying it will refit those 11 million cars. What else can they do? What can they do to make this go away?
Do exactly that. Do what they've said. Get those 11 million cars off the road, spend the $450 per car to get it fixed, and do exactly that. Correct the problem and be seen to have corrected that problem.